Let's dive into image to text, or as some call it, image captioning. It's all about turning what we see in a picture into words. This is crucial because it helps people with visual challenges grasp what's in the image, and also it helps search engines get a grip on the picture's content. So we are essentially giving images a voice, making them both understandable and findable. Let's put this into perspective with an example. Here we have an image showcasing two cats laying on a bed accompanied by a remote. Our captioner, when given this image, produces the following description: two cats laying on a bed with a remote. This is how we transform the essence of an image into a concise textual description. To kick things off, we pull a special function from the library called pipeline. Think of the pipeline as a conveyor belt that smoothly moves our task from start to finish, handling everything in between. With our tools in place, we now need to set up our captioner. This is our main tool that will look at the image and produce a description for it. We prepare it by telling the pipeline that we are doing an image to text task and specifying the model we want to use. Now we are all set to get our image captioned. We provide the image URL to the captioner, then we wait for the captioner to do its magic. After a brief moment, our captioner returns with a description. For our image, the captioner beautifully summarizes it as two cats laying on a bed with a remote. And just like that, our visual content gets its textual counterpart. If you have a picture on your computer and it is not online, you still can use it. First, we turn the picture into a special link using url.createObjectURL of the file. This gives us a special link that our program can read. After we get this link, we pass it to our classifier. Now here we look at the implementation. So if we go to our web page, go to the computer vision category and open the image to text page. This is the page with two subtasks. One of them is using a URL on the internet and another one is using a file. Let's go to Visual Studio Code and open image to text. Now, as usual, the first thing we do is that we create the script tag. We set it to be of type module because we want to use the import statement inside it. So that's what we do next. We import the pipeline function from this URL. Then we attach the pipeline function to the window object. This is because inside a script of type module, all objects are scoped locally. So to make the pipeline available globally, I attach it to the window object. Okay, let's go down now. So in the initialize model, I will call the pipeline function. I will tell it image to text because this is the task that we wanted to do it. And here I am showing it the name of the model that we want to use. Let me show you where I get this name. So I will copy this. I'll go to the website, to the Transformers, the pipeline API, and then I go down to look for image to text. This is the image to text. Look at the models. If you search, you will find that this is the first one we got. Okay, let's go back to Visual Studio Code. Of course, the pipeline takes time, and that's why I wait, and that's why a sync is put to the initialize model because we have to use await. Okay, so that, guys, sometimes can take up to 1 minute when you open the page first time. So remember, when you open the page first time, it might not work initially. In fact, it could have been improved by making all the controls disabled, and here after we get the captioner, we enable them. But that's not the way this example is coded. Okay, let's go now to the caption image. And the first, we get the text input that contains the URL and store it in the text field value. Then we fire the captioner, we pass it the URL. It takes time, and that's why it is await. When it is returned, we have the result stored on the result object. We then convert this result object to a string and output it to the output area. Let's now go and test this. So here we have this URL for the cat's images. I will do caption. As I said, the first time it may take some time for the model to download. As you can see, it's saying 2 cats laying on a bed with a remote, which is impressive, I think. Then if I have not a URL, if I have a local image, I need to also make that possible. So the second subtask will be is caption image local. So first I get the file selection control. I store it in file import. Then I will get the first selected file. We only allow for one file to be selected. Then I just check that the file has been selected, otherwise I will alert and return. Then I convert the file to a URL using the URL.createObject URL and passing it the file. That will return a URL that can be now fed to the captioner. The captioner will look at it for some time and it will return the result in the result object. And what I do here is that I am converting the result object to a string and storing it to the output area. Let's go and try this as well. So I will go and choose file and I will select cats. I will caption. Okay, so as you can see, it's returning 2 cats laying on a bed with a remote.